Well, now that we have you and your family hydrated, why not get the kids off to some fun activities? Here are some details about a great option for their summer entertainment. Well, with summer break underway, now is the time to focus on supporting kids during the summertime to ensure their overall development doesn't go on vacation just because they are out of school. Joining us this morning to talk about the Y's Best Summer Ever programs is Senior Vice President of Programs and the Y's Experience, Mr. Jorge Perez. Mr. Perez, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me, Heather.
Well, this is so exciting. Great news for parents that we actually have something that's going to be so fun for the kids, but also help us not lose everything we learned at school. So tell us about the Y's awesome summer programs.
Absolutely. The Best Summer Ever collection of programs are 4 specific programs. Camp, of course. We have 3 offerings there. Day camp, resident camp, and adventure camp. I'll talk a little bit more about those, but we also have the summer learning loss prevention programs for kids who need to catch up on some education. We also have our food programs, giving kids access to meals through that they had during the school year, the free reduced lunch program in partnership with the Walmart Foundation. And then, of course, kids in the water, being safe there, safety around water programs there. And that collection of programs, we believe, continue the developmental process for kids. And that's why we call it the Best Summer Ever.
Well, I think it's great because it looks like, even just from the video footage, that the kids are having an absolute blast, but we're not suffering from that summer slide that so often happens in the summer. So I think it's great that you've kind of thought of everybody there. So how else are we kind of making sure kids are staying on task and not losing all of that information that they learned maybe in the previous school year?
Well, we know, Heather, that when we connect kids to these kinds of enriching activities, what they learn in the classroom actually gets cemented in their minds. So imagine taking a class where you're learning about animals and then you go on a field trip at camp to the zoo, and some of the knowledge that you gain during the classroom time is now going to get cemented in these activities, and that actually happens in a variety of different ways. And so whether it's day camp or resident camp or a swim lesson, an environment where kids are learning something new every day, building caring and loving relationships with their peers and other adults, and also connecting to an organization that loves and cares about them, will help continue their academic journey. And that's what we want kids to be about, getting engaged and active all summer long.
Well, I think that is great news. I think parents at home are cheering right now at that news. But now I know, Mr. Perez, that something that we rely on during the school year is that structure that school provides. Is that something that we're also going to be able to find at the Y during the summer?
Absolutely. Every single one of our programs has that achievement, belonging, and relationship structure that I referenced earlier. And again, what that means is that they're going to learn something new every day, and the staff will make sure that that takes place. They're going to build caring and loving relationships, not by accidents, but they're going to be intentionally building those relationships. And this connection that we want them to make with the organization is critical for their development. And we know that when we create those kinds of environments, that this will help them succeed in school and ultimately in life.
Absolutely. And I know you mentioned it briefly earlier, but also the Y has camps, of course, and also swimming programs. So how are those going to ensure that kids are having the best summer ever?
Well, if you can imagine what a summer would be like if it included a canoe trip or archery or getting on a horse, or going on a field trip with your best friend singing to your ears hang low, or being in the water on and off throughout the summer, moving from being afraid of the water to being an avid swimmer. Individuals can register their children for swim lessons or the safety around water, or to one of our camps. In fact, there in Tucson, we're still taking registrations.
Well, I love it. The thing we can count on at the Y is we're going to have fun, we're going to be educated, and we're going to be safe, which I think is great. So, Mr. Perez, tell us how we can get information on our local Y.
You can get information about your local YMCA by going to our website at ymca.net. Type in your zip code and we'll connect you to your nearest YMCA, where the staff there will be able to help you ensure that you and your children have the best summer ever.
Well, you've made it so easy for us, Mr. Perez. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Heather.
Now, the Morning Blend will return after this. Stay with us.